Okay, it's a bit late, but it looks like my stream's finally working. Great. So, hello, I am Chris, having some trouble with OBS. Hopefully, this will not be an ongoing issue. But, hi, today I'm going to be checking out shit on Reddit. So, let's get started. Okay. So this is a story that I looked up earlier. I haven't read through it yet, but it looked like it might be interesting. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend her best friend has 2 years to find someone, or we're moving ahead without that condition? So, me, 28 male, and my girlfriend, 28 female, have been together for 3 years now, and I recently brought up the marriage and kids talk. My reason is pretty simple. I want to be fit and active while my kids are growing up. Like if we have kids at 30, I'll be 48 when they turn 18, which still feels decent enough to actually be involved and active in their lives. So I wanted to start planning ahead. She said she also wants to get married and have kids, but she had one condition. She wants to get married around the same time as her best friend. Not the same event necessarily, just the same season or time frame. Honestly, I found it cute at first. Here's where it gets complicated. I actually know her best friend personally, and she is genuinely terrible at relationships. Never lasted more than 6 months with anyone, and is currently single. But the bigger issue is her best friend doesn't even want to get married. So my girlfriend's whole plan is to first convince her friend that she wants marriage, then to find her a guy, then hope that guy proposes, then coordinate weddings. This is fucking insane. I told her I don't mind waiting, but I'm not comfortable with our future basically being in someone else's hands. She got upset, saying, I don't respect the friendship. So I said, fine, 2 years. If things fall into place, great, but I can't wait forever with no end in sight. That got her even more riled up. Am I the asshole for putting a time frame on this? Absolutely not. That is fucking crazy. Her best friend doesn't even want to get married and isn't in a relationship. How is that going to happen? Edit. So, after reading through all the comments, I decided to reach out to her best friend and told her everything. And honestly, her friend found the whole thing just as ridiculous as you guys did. Good. And immediately went and talked to my girlfriend, trying to knock some sense into her. Now my girlfriend is mad at both of us, laughed my ass off. But hey, at least her friend and I are on the same page. We'll update if anything changes. And there is a second edit. Edit 2. Did not expect this to blow up like this, so here's a quick update. Girlfriend is currently giving me the silent treatment. What the fuck for? But the wildest part? Her best friend texted me again apologizing for the collateral damage. She said she explicitly told my girlfriend to drop the ridiculous condition. Instead of listening, my girlfriend lost it on her and accused her of betraying their friendship, not supporting her dream, and choosing a guy over our friendship. Who's the guy supposed to be? OP? Like, what the fuck? Okay. So now the two of them are fighting. After reading all your comments about codependency and projecting, the red flags are glaring. I'm taking a few days of space to seriously reevaluate this friendship. I don't think this is just about a wedding anymore. We'll update if anything changes. It doesn't look like there's any updates. Oh gosh, this was just 13 hours ago, it says. So this is a fresh story. Holy shit. Yeah. So this is very new. And it sounds like his girlfriend is pretty unhinged. And the friend agrees. Let's see if there's any good comments here. First comment, not the asshole, but think long and hard about getting hitched to someone who puts their whole life on hold because of a third party and one that doesn't even want the same thing. This is not a normal or mentally healthy thing to do. She is codependent on her friend. Yeah, agreed. Honestly, this is what's been eating at me too. Like, I love her and I don't doubt that she loves me, but this whole thing made me realize that her friend has a massive say in our life decisions without even knowing it. And yeah, the codependent angle is something I hadn't thought about, but now that you mention it, it does make sense. They've been friends since kindergarten, and her friend moving to another city hit her pretty hard. Maybe this is her way of holding on to that closeness, even from a distance. Doesn't make the condition any less unrealistic, though. Damn. Okay, OP. Okay. Well, this um, comment is highlighted for some reasons. Let's see what's in this. Music with rocks in. If she really cared for her girlfriend, she would respect her not wanting to get married or have kids. She doesn't respect her friend as a person. She just wants some Instagram girl power movie montage of them doing things together and is willing to actually plan her adult life around it. Honestly, that sounds like someone so selfish with so little empathy that I would never have kids with them. How can she respect her kids' choices if she can't even respect the choices of her best friend? This isn't someone mature enough to have kids. Yeah, that it feels pretty true. That's not looking so good for her. Not sure if I like this whole setup here. I might change that overlay at some point. This is what I got for right now. So, yay. Okay. Well, I think that's it for that story. Let's see if there's anything else in Am I the Asshole that looks interesting. While I am looking through that, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about myself. So, I am Chris. I am a pre debut VTuber, which is why you can see my just my PFP here on the side. Um, I haven't gotten my model yet, so I'm not doing the actual VTubing bit quite yet, but I am trying out a few different things as far as my streams, and I'm very, very new to streaming, so I'm sorry if there's some hiccups along the way. I'm just kind of getting used to everything, and like I said, I'm trying out some different things. I do play some games, so if you want to see that, I do have my schedule set up on my Twitch. Um, so you can view that. I have a day set up for viewing stuff on Reddit. Like today, I have a day set up for going over and practicing different VA stuff for doing my voice acting. Also, uh, gosh, what the hell am I doing? Um, just reading manga and stuff like that. And then probably my longest stream is gaming because, games take a while. I do have a bunch of different games that I like to play. So if that's something that you're interested in, or if anything I've mentioned is stuff that you're interested in, feel free to come over. I am streaming on both the purple app and the red app. Um, But yeah, let's see what else is on here for today. I've also got a couple of pages open with different kinds of memes and just like fun stuff in case there's nothing that looks very interesting. I love watching people read Reddit stories, so this is something I've been very interested in for a long time. But let's see what we have. Hmm. Oh gosh, this one sounds kind of close to home for me. Am I the asshole for putting a bedtime pause on the Wi Fi because my girlfriend's 28-year-old brother has spent nearly a decade rotting in our house playing video games? I have a brother who I'm not even sure has a job right now, lives with family, and yeah, who the hell knows? Around 8 years ago, my girlfriend's younger brother moved back into our house with his wife after leaving the Marines. After high school, he enlisted, spent a few years mostly doing support and base related work, then got out. His plan was to use his GI Bill, pursue a real education, and figure out a long term career path while staying with us temporarily. We fully supported them. No rent, free housing, utilities, internet, food, and we constantly cooked meals for them. We also helped with job opportunities, resources, and encouragement. The problem is that temporary slowly became years. He never committed to school, never held a serious job, and slowly spent almost all his time gaming. He stays up until sunrise, wakes up around 3 p.m., and avoids people whenever guests come over. Meanwhile, his wife worked full time as a cashier supporting both of them. Eventually, she cheated and left him, saying she no longer felt anything for someone who had lost all ambition and passion for life. Cheating is wrong, but I understood how resentment could build after years of carrying someone. After the divorce, he admitted he had wasted years of his life and promised he wanted to change. We supported him through that too. Then my girlfriend's parents moved back onto the property to emotionally support him as well. The house was originally bought by them years ago before being transferred into our names, so technically it's ours now, but there's still family attachment involved. Fast forward to now, and nothing has changed. He's 28 and still spends nearly all day in his room gaming. I've brought this issue up to my girlfriend multiple times over the years. Almost every time, she's either gets angry at me for bringing it up or says he's working on a study program or figuring things out. But those plans never actually happen. Her parents have also admitted they're tired of talking to him because nothing changes. At this point, I honestly feel like I'm stuck in an echo chamber where everyone recognizes the problem, but nobody wants to confront it anymore. 2 weeks ago, I quietly set up Wi Fi bedtime pause from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m., since me and my girlfriend pay basically all utilities, including internet. Honestly, I thought it would affect nobody except him because everyone else sleeps like normal adults. My girlfriend got upset because I did it without telling her. She said she couldn't sleep knowing there was tension in the house because of the Wi Fi pause. She also explained that growing up, her grandparents controlled things in the house in ways that made her feel like she had no freedom, so the Wi Fi situation brought back bad memories. I told her I understood that and agreed with what her grandparents did was unfair. But I also told her she isn't a child anymore and neither is her brother. This isn't parents punishing teenagers. This is a 28-year-old grown man spending nearly a decade avoiding adulthood while everyone around him financially cushions the consequences. I finally told her something that came from years of frustration. Somehow everyone can sleep peacefully while watching her brother waste his life isolated in a bedroom gaming all night, but pausing the internet for 6 hours suddenly becomes the unbearable problem. She thinks I'm being cruel towards someone who may be depressed. I think everyone has spent years enabling self destruction because nobody wants to be the bad guy. Am I the asshole? I think not the asshole. I mean, this guy obviously has problems, and as far as we've been told so far, he hasn't done anything to like improve his situation. He hasn't sought mental health care or done anything to help himself. So like what's going on? If you can't even ask for help, how are you going to get help or make any changes? And there is an update, and it looks like it's a pretty long one, about as long as the story. Update. Hey everyone. Thank you for all the comments. I honestly never expected this post to blow up the way it did. Seems like everyone words their updates almost exactly the same way. I've been trying to read through as many comments as possible and really reflect on the situation instead of reacting emotionally. A lot of people had questions regarding the ownership of the house, and I do admit I wasn't very clear about certain details. Part of that was intentional because I wanted to maintain some anonymity for myself and the people involved in case the post gained too much attention, which it obviously did. I hope you guys can understand that. After reading through many of your perspectives, I sat down with my girlfriend last night and we had a very serious conversation about the future and expectations moving forward. I explained to her that I cannot continue living in a situation where one person refuses to take accountability while everyone else is expected to carry the burden. For clarification, the issue is mainly regarding her brother. A lot of the frustration comes from the fact that there has been little to no initiative from him, despite everyone around him trying to help. I understand people go through difficult periods in life, and I truly tried to be patient and supportive. But at some point, effort has to come from the individual too. That's kind of what I was saying. I told my girlfriend that if nothing changes, then we will need to separate living arrangements and I will move out. As difficult as that conversation was, I felt it was necessary because this situation cannot continue indefinitely without structure, accountability, and actual effort being made. The plan moving forward is to establish real deadlines and measurable steps for her brother to start addressing his situation instead of continuing to avoid it. As many commenters pointed out, VA resources will be the first thing we push him toward pursuing immediately. After that, we discussed career workshops, employment assistance programs, and other resources that could help him get back on his feet and build some long term stability. I also made it clear that I'm willing to support someone who is actively trying to improve their situation, but I cannot continue enabling someone who refuses to help themselves. I cared deeply about my girlfriend and her family, which is why I stepped up and stayed patient for as long as I did. But I have also realized I need to protect my own future, finances, and mental well being too. For now, I'm focusing on promises and more on actions. Less on promises and more on actions. I genuinely appreciate everyone who offered advice, criticism, concern, and even tough truths. A lot of your comments gave me perspectives I honestly had not fully considered before. I think that's really important, and one of the reasons why getting advice from internet strangers can be really helpful because you get a lot of different perspectives. First comment here is I have a question for your girlfriend, kind of close to yours, but could have been asked before the Wi Fi curfew. Why is she able to sleep when there's tension coming from you, but she draws the line at tension from her brother? She's showing you where her priorities are, and sadly, you don't make the list. And she isn't doing him any favors either. Making it comfortable for him to do nothing is not helping. And if it really is a mental health issue, then he needs professional help, not a house full of enablers. It looks like a lot of people saying very similar things. And then Chubby Choom Choom, not the asshole. As the sister in a family that has severely enabled my perpetually unemployed and troubled brother, let me tell you, your situation won't change without seriously counseling for everyone. But that will never happen because they are all convinced they're actually helping him. I'm 30 years into this dynamic, and now my dad has died. My mom's pushing 80 and still financially supporting my brother, who's in his mid 50s. Enabling this shit is awful. And it looks like we have several more commenters piling on saying this is the exact same thing that's happened in their families. Wow. Sad how common stuff like that is. Let's move on from that one. I have another thread that I thought was pretty interesting to read up on here. I am a legal sex worker in Nevada. I started to pay off my debt. Today, I am debt free and still in the industry. Ask me anything. Hi, Reddit. My name is Vivienne Vixen, and I worked at a legal brothel outside of Las Vegas for almost 3 years. In my time here, I have gone through a ton of personal growth. I'm also debt free, which did not seem possible 3 years ago. I currently have plans to enroll in a graduate program for gender studies, but for now, it is just a plan. I'm enjoying my little life for the time being. Ask me anything about my time in the industry, how I have changed, why I decided to stay, or whatever else. I cannot discuss pricing due to Nevada state law. I know that's always everyone's first question. Let's take a look at some of the questions and if they've gotten answers. Meager Mantis, what does a typical day look like while on a tour? What are the worst parts of your jobs? Your favorites? Would you be a proponent of legalizing or decriminalizing this kind of work in other parts of the country? Why or why not? How has the rise of OF/Fansly affected your experience? Does it seem like it's affected your income in any way? What would you tell a new girl just starting to help her do well? Let's see if we've gotten a response. Okay, OP. I wake up around 8 a.m. and go on the treadmill. Then I take a shower, catch up on my emails and messages. After that, it's basically keeping myself busy and waiting for something to happen. There's a lot of downtime. Being gone from home is tough sometimes. I like the freedom, the women I've met, and the stories I have. I'm a pro keeping providers safe. However, we need to do that. I'm on board. I'm not well researched enough to propose a plan on how to do that. Ask me again after grad school. Lol. I have an OF and a Fansly. It just diversifies my income. In my mind, OF is so different from this. Keep your head on straight. Drugs, alcohol are bad, and save your money. A response to that from Forsaken Total 976. Drugs and alcohol are bad. She's got a better head than me, and I'm not even a sex worker. I'm fucked. Okay, let's go ahead and look at some of the responses. Oh, that one looks pretty short, so let's move on. Okay. Uh, Who Pooped the Bed says, what percentage of the agreed upon price goes to you after all is said and done? As an independent contractor, what sort of expenses are you on the hook up for upfront or throughout each tour? OP responds 50-50. All expenses such as supplies, clothing, condoms are covered by us because we are independent contractors. Well, it depends 420 says, that sounds pretty expensive compared with places where you pay a fixed price/rent for the room per day. But I guess the Las Vegas image provides more customers, and that might justify the price. Okay. Ooh, someone else asked, what kind of supplies do you mean? Are you guys allowed to practice BDSM or certain kinks? It doesn't look like there's been a response to that. Okay. Denki Koneko. If you lived in the area where you work, would you still have to sleep at work when you did your tour? OP says yes, it's more so about keeping your tests valid than anything else. Um, I saw one of these a few months back and considered applying myself, but when I looked at the other girls, they were all runway model gorgeous. Are there any who are maybe not so lean/skinny? I recently had bariatric surgery and have lost almost 70 pounds, but I want to lose more. Do they have a weight requirement? Or have they turned people away for having had surgeries like that in the past? There are no weight requirements at all. I have seen all different types of women work here. Do they require for you to put makeup on and dress well, like stylists at a salon? No, I really only wear makeup maybe half the time. There are rules surrounding what you can and cannot wear, but they're not They're about not having your cooch out, not about what color you can wear. If a girl there decided to start a family, what would be the procedure from the business? You could take time off. How often do you have to be there in order to still be considered an employee, so to speak? You said sometimes people just don't come in for a while. How long can they go before it's considered a problem? Can you only be there for 3 weeks at a time before they make you take a break? Or is that just generally the longest people stay before going home? OP said, I actually have no clue. There's a lot of really great questions here. But let's move on. Got some memes here. Uh, I'm in Home Depot. Where the hose at? Gardening section. Thank you. Second place has more reviews. 5 stars with 3 views. 5 stars, 5,511 views. Hmm, I agree. That's what I generally look at when I'm looking for something. In an emergency, a crayon will burn for 30 minutes. That's actually interesting. It can save lives. Yeah, I mean, in an emergency, if you need light or maybe something for warmth or a fire starter, grab you a box of Crayolas. I wonder if it depends on the brand or is it all crayons? A minor inconvenience. This forest is about to be nuked. I have to go. Everyone agrees. Yep. Don't forget to feed your girlfriend every couple hours or it gets cranky. It? You mean she? Yes, I'm sorry. Thanks for pointing it out. Mm-hmm. I know where this post is now. I need a sub I can post this to. r/funny, r/comics, r/anti-meme. Okay. This is my elderly mother. She's deaf. Hey mom, how you doing? Don't worry, I learned sign language just for her. Okay. Do you ever use it to talk to her though? What the hell? Yep. India and not India. Is this an Anish Kapoor meme? 5-year-olds aren't babies, they're toddlers. You're absolutely right. Thank you for letting me know. You're welcome. I'm level 32 and my girlfriend is level 13. Can we still do quests together or are our levels too far apart? Sorry, I'm kind of new to WoW. Thanks a lot, guys. I picked her up from her job as a middle school teacher earlier, and we are going to get to questing as soon as she's done grading her students' papers. I've honestly seen this, but it was uh, much different. It was I'm 32 and my girlfriend is 13, and then it said the comment was like, "Thanks, guys. I picked her up from her middle school earlier, and we'll get to questing as soon as she's done with her homework or something like that." This is definitely much clearer and not as cringy and insinuating not good things. I like this much better. Yo, it's Saturday. Let's hang out, gang. Yeah, and I don't want to scroll through those images. Japan has started testing world first tooth regrowing drug on humans. This is great news. Hmm. Hey, girl, are you a Rubik's Cube? No, why, lol? Because I want to learn every side of you. We should just have coitus. I'm sure that's exactly what it said. Cop pulls over a car with two Bulgarians. The cop makes his way up to the window and says, "We're looking for two child molesters." The Bulgarians look at each other for a moment and turn back to the cop. "Okay, thank you for letting us know, officer. We'll keep an eye out." Okay, I don't get it. If someone does get it, please leave a comment and let me know. Yeah. Awesome lesbian couple helps lonely girl. From the couple at the end of the bar. They later became good friends. The end. I gifted myself a new Nintendo Switch. Yeah, it's nice to get yourself something sometimes. I don't really want a Nintendo Switch, but yeah, if I was to get myself something expensive, I would definitely probably take a picture like that or something. Be like, yeah. Is it healthy? Oh, seeing this meme just makes me think like, is it healthy? And someone's like, to drink? Like, I don't think you should ever drink urine. But then again, like, people have their own kinks and stuff, so I don't have COVID. Okay, congratulations. Are you people hungry watching this? I'm hungry. I gotta poop. Both say, let's order food. I am actually hungry. I made brownies earlier and they've been cooling. I really want one, but I know my partner won't be happy if I already dig into them before they get home. But they smell so good. I'm also autistic and like when I'm hungry, it's usually at the point where like my tummy is gurgly. And so like I really should eat. Um, so I should probably at least like have a snack or something. Drink some more water too. I have water here. I should drink some of that. Anyone who may be listening to this, please drink some water or whatever hydration drink of choice you have. Yay. Okay, congrats, it's a girl. My mom went to a baby shower but didn't read the bottom on the invitation that said, "Wear the color you think the baby is going to be." My mom wore pink. Okay. Reddit was invented in 2005. People in 2004. What is Reddit? hmm dude, you coming? You haven't invited me in yet. Wait, hold on. Are you a vampire? Yes. But also autism. You need to invite me specifically. Otherwise, why would I go there? Most specifically about like events and like shit like that. But also, why would I want to leave my house if I didn't have to? I'm an eepy kitty person. He's a nice fella, even online. Can I help you over the street, ma'am? Can you help me get my cat down, mister? Of course, kiddo. Time for some gaming. Good game, everyone. It was fun playing with you. Okay. The Pacific Ocean is so vast it could hold 317 Polands. Okay, that is definitely a way to describe something. Or as Blue Jay likes to do it, how many, like, trillions of gumballs would that be? Ooh. This Razer RGB gas stove looks dope. I'm gonna overclock my meal now. Uh, yeah, that's pretty cool. We've already seen that one. We've already seen that one too. Okay, it's time to go to something else. Buying cheese. Aged 84 months. Okay, then why can't it last another 2 weeks in my fucking fridge? For real though. I love this trend of millennials. Teens don't think you're cool. Teens didn't think I was cool when I was a teen. Why would they start now? Right? When I was a teen, I was fucking taking care of a baby half the time because my older sister got pregnant. And I don't like children. I was also working because I've like constantly had a job since I was like 16. So yay. And yet still poor. New study shows employers are firing Gen Z graduates only months after hiring them. Minimum wage gets you minimum effort. Employers. Uh, yeah, who knew? And it's not like the minimum wage has been stagnant since what, 2007, 2009, whatever. I mean, it's gone up in some areas, but the federal minimum wage is still 7.25. Nothing makes me feel more disconnected from my fellow Americans than the Netflix top 10 list. I wouldn't fucking know. I don't have Netflix and haven't for years. I've been on there a couple of times at relatives' homes and I don't even fucking know what's on Netflix these days. Not a fucking clue. Your Tinder date welcomes you into their bedroom. They excuse themselves and go to the restroom, leaving you alone on their bed. What is your next move? A. Lick their Himalayan salt lamp. B. Lick their Himalayan salt lamp. C. Lick their Himalayan salt lamp. Or D. All of the above. So does it mean you have the option of licking it once or licking it 3 times? And is it weirder to stop at 3 times? Does it actually taste salty? Has anyone done this experiment before? Let me know. Um, work really hard and one day this can be you. Rip worked real hard. Thinking about when I helped an American woman at my job in France and she told me that my English was pretty good but not quite there yet, and that I'd be fluent soon if I just kept working on it. Dear reader, I was born and raised in Idaho. Yeah, some people just be like that. hmm I love applying for jobs. So many great options. Would I like to be paid poorly? Or would I like to work for someone evil? Oh, cool. This one is both. I hold my destiny in my hands. Yeah. Also, let me know like how the sound is, cause like I think my gain might be up too much, but I don't fucking know. Cause like I find even though I'm talking at a regular volume, Like I'm seeing my mic is going up into the red like half of the time when I'm talking. Yeah, shit's crazy. Rage baited myself by asking my mom to guess what a down payment on a house would be these days. She guessed $8,000. How out of touch is this person's mom? $8,000? What the fuck? It's like a down payment on a car, not a house. This is not an email I ever expected to receive or send. The AI design of your email is clever, but significantly lacks warmth. Would it be possible to be contacted by a human being moving forward instead of AI? Many thanks. It's not an AI. I'm just autistic. See you next Friday. Yep. Um, yeah. I have a day job where I work with people, and I gave a synopsis of a note that I wrote about an interaction in one of my client meetings. And they're like, "Oh, wow, it's incredible to see like how AI just like summarizes these things." And I was like, "I don't use any AI. That was just me summarizing what I put in the note from our last meeting." I yeah, I don't use AI. Yeah, I don't do that stuff. And I especially am against generative AI. No, thank you. Random ass car problem. Me, finally having money saved up. Hey, look, it's the average American. If you don't embrace AI, you will be left behind. Me, being left behind. Yay. I'm going to frolic in this field and be happy. As long as, an AI company doesn't come and destroy it. If anyone can guess this animal, I will skip work next week. Hmm. I don't know. I think it might be some kind of cat. Is that close enough? It might be great. Friend started running a while back, and I asked how many miles she does a week, and she told me she doesn't know, that she just goes outside and runs and stops when she's tired. Valid. But like, does she know when she's like getting close to being tired and like turns back so she can get home, or like she just stop and Uber home? Like, questions. Slips $20 to the paramedic. Maybe it takes us too long to go to the hospital, and maybe I don't make it. Wink, wink. I mean, it's kind of hard to pay the what, $2,000 ambulance ride if you don't make it to the hospital. Realizing I got a much higher education than my parents, but they bought a house at my age, and I bought this melon on sale. Oh gosh, no. I am a melon hater. I don't like any melons, and that just looking at that cantaloupe is making me want to throw up. Them. How petty are you? Me. Diane McKay, plaintiff, suing for $15. Yes, we are part of the petty brigade. My favorite part about having a job is assuming you're fired every time your boss calls you into their office. No, I don't have workplace anxiety. Never. I would not constantly assume that about a job before. Me at 11:30 p.m. Time to hit the hay and get a good night's sleep. Me at 3 a.m. I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. I did go to sleep much later than I intended to last night. Mm. Not Declaration of Independence late, but yeah. Still, even though it's like hours later than usual, I only got 1 hour less of sleep than usual. My sleep sucks. Unfortunately, old people were cooking when they came up with waking up early to sit on the porch and drink a beverage. I've never chilled harder. Got a nice ass. Appreciate it. Probably fart hard as fuck too. Yep. No, I do. I hope the next global trend will be empathy and critical thinking. Me too. Please. Please. Cross your fingers. All of them. All at once. All at the same time. Cross your toes if you can. Telling the barista at Starbucks I clogged the toilet as I'm leaving. Uh, yeah. I mean, when you have tummy trouble, you can't really help that, but they don't get paid nearly enough for that. But also, fuck Starbucks as a company. When medication says, do not operate heavy machinery, they're probably mainly referring to cars, but my mind always goes to forklift. And I am not forklift certified. There's nothing better than when you're full on laughing with someone and you both keep adding things that make it funnier and you can barely breathe. I do that with my sister. And then we get the hiccups, and that makes us laugh harder, which gives the other one hiccups. And then it's just like a never ending cycle. It's great. I do that with my partner sometimes too. I meet someone, we talk. I explain that Lego people live in houses made of their own flesh. They leave. And then the cycle continues. Uh-oh. Loading issues. Well, then let's check out funny. My wife is a vet tech and took this photo today. That is a very happy and or hyped up fucking turtle. Yeah, I think it's a turtle, not a tortoise. We've all thought about it. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Nice and lazy. Easy. Don't even have to slow down. That looks satisfying as fuck. Tell a nation it's fat without telling it it's fat. UK, medium. EU, medium. US, small. Huh. The fuck? Kitty. Oh, no sound going on. Oh no. Nope. Mm, no more handsy pawsy. Just hand on the paw. Mm-hmm. Cute. Ugh, I have so much work to do. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Oh, oh, yeah, the dog did deflate. Oh, did that golden retriever do something? What kind of dog is that other one? That's gonna bother me now. White fur long neck dog. That's literally my search term. I don't know what else to put it. Oh god. My internet is being so slow right now. I hate it. Oh no. Okay, maybe that's just where I end the stream for today. It's telling me I'm dropping a lot of frames, so I will end it here. And thanks anyone